as a government, made land for construction of houses free. And I want to congratulate many counties that have made close to 4,000 acres of land in very prime land in many parts of our towns, towns across Kenya, worth anywhere between 20 and 30 billion Kenya shillings. That's the land that currently is available for housing that you don't have to pay for. We also sorted out one more problem. Everybody was building a designer house. And you know what designer means. So to be able to build houses on scale, it became necessary to standardize all the aggregates of what builds up to a house. Standardized doors, standardized windows, standardize all the components of a house. And today I can tell the private sector proudly that we have standardized all doors for all affordable housing units. We have standardized all windows, hinges, and all the other components. And in our plan of 200,000 houses, what that means is that we, the private sector, the cement manufacturers, the steel manufacturers, the people involved in producing housing products, you now have a clear path on what you can build your business towards. In our housing plan of 200,000 houses every year, our cement manufacturers, you now have 20 million bags of cement that we can consume, 10 million tons of steel, 2 million tons of nails, 1 million doors, standardized doors, so you can produce in scale because we will consume 3 million pieces of windows. So those listening to me can begin to formulate their business and go into production because we will consume these units. So, and the reason is that once we desegregate and we standardize, we can mass produce these products. Mass production reduces the cost of production and the availability of these units. And that is the whole essence behind what we are doing in our housing space. That, of course, has other attendant. One final thing we decided to resolve using the housing fund, and hopefully this REITs and all the other REITs that will come after this, and we have encouraged our pension schemes to come on board, is the offtake plan. So if we sort out the land for construction, we also make the housing development itself competitive by producing en masse and in scale. And we provide an offtake plan that is sensitive to low-income Kenyans. Then we have sorted out the whole housing jigsaw and we can go into production. And that is what the government of Kenya is offering. We are already doing the units in 11 counties. We have advertised by 30th of this month, another 7 counties. And we are on course to ensuring that we not only meet the 200,000 housing units, but we surpass it. And therefore, I am challenging our pension schemes to step up and provide the offtake. I know a fund manager is looking at a treasury bond, and that gives him a fair return. I want to encourage you that you will not only get a fair return by investing in our housing scheme, but you will have big impact. you can look at a house and you can proudly say, I supported Kenya, a Kenyan to have a roof over their heads. So I think it will be a double win. We look to the capital markets as the principal source of the funds for the affordable housing program, as well as development pillar of our transformational agenda. In particular, the investors participating in the public-private partnership that will become the favored delivery mechanism, which will benefit tremendously from affordable capital sourced in liquid and efficient capital markets. Further, beyond PPPs, the government is committed to the expeditious divestiture of government interest in various entities across several sectors through privatization. We expect the capital markets to rise to the occasion and mobilize capital and give the taxpayers excellent value. Again, as I made a commitment when I came to this stock exchange, this securities exchange last year, I made a commitment that government is going to divest so that we can democratize our wealth and allow more Kenyans to own a piece of what is Kenya, and especially entities that are currently Kenyan owned. When we went to run with that exercise, we found that the law that existed was actually the biggest impediment to any privatization. It's a law that has been there for the last almost 15 years, and it has made it impossible for any divestiture to happen and for any democratization of what is owned by government to be undertaken. Yesterday in Cabinet, we approved a new law that will provide mechanisms for Kenyans to own part of what is Kenya. And I am looking forward to the Nairobi Stock Exchange, to the Securities Exchange here, to provide the necessary capital for Kenyans to buy into these entities. Additionally, it is of particular importance for me to emphasize our strong expectation that Kenya's capital markets can and must be revitalized by enlisting the participation of micro, small and medium enterprises, as well as the large multinational companies that have set up business operations in Kenya. Listing these vital actors will deepen and invigorate the capital markets